Welcome back everyone, it's TheNepKing, and today I will be making another comparison video of the conventions I've attended in Toronto. If you haven't watched my first convention comparison video, which was Anime North vs Fan Expo Canada, I'll link it in the descriptions below. In this video, I will be comparing two conventions that I have attended most recently, which are Fan Expo Canada and Toronto Comic Con. Toronto Comic Con 2023 was the most recent event I've attended before the upcoming Anime North 2023 event, which is right around the corner. Toronto Comic Con is held at the same location, which is the Metro Toronto Convention Center, and in fact, it's also hosted by the same organization for Fan Expo Canada, which is from Fan Expo HQ. I actually enjoyed both of these conventions and I look forward to attending them again in the future. Before I begin, please note that what I will be discussing in this video is based on my own opinion and experiences, so this may differ with yours. Now without further ado, let's get straight into this video. I hope you enjoy it. Let's begin with the cost of the tickets. If you have watched my Anime North vs Fan Expo Canada video, you probably would have already known the cost of the tickets for Fan Expo Canada. But for anyone who hasn't watched the video, I can repeat them here. During the advanced price ticket sale, the single day tickets cost $28 for Thursday, $38 for Friday, $58 for Saturday, and $43 for Sunday. You can buy the 4-day pass for $150. If you want to have special perks, you can buy the Ultimate Fan Package, which costs $155. After the advanced sale is over, the single day tickets cost $38 for Thursday, $48 for Friday, $70 for Saturday, and $53 for Sunday. The 4-day pass will cost $140 and the Ultimate Fan Package will cost $180. For Toronto Comic Con, I can't exactly remember the full detail for the ticket prices as I lost the page to the ticket prices for Comic Con after it passed. However, I can still remember some of the ticket prices. For the single day tickets, they cost as low as $22, which is on a Friday during advance sale. After the advance sale, they cost as low as $27. The 3-day pass, which includes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, costs $55 during the advance sale. After the advance sale, they cost $70. If you remember the full detail for the ticket prices for the Toronto Comic Con, please do share them in the descriptions below. As I've mentioned earlier, both Fan Expo Canada and Toronto Comic Con are held at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. Yes, they both are, but the size of the layout is quite different despite they are both hosted by Fan Expo HQ. There are actually two buildings in the Metro Toronto Convention Center if you remember from watching my Anime North vs Fan Expo Canada video, in which there is the North Building and the South Building that are separated by the rail corridor. The two buildings are connected via pedestrian bridge, which means you can easily transfer without exiting the building. Though you would need to go through several escalators, especially if you're from the South Building. In Fan Expo Canada, it is very big, so the event size takes up both the North and South buildings, which I find it pretty cool because it gives me more places to explore for the 4-day duration given compared to other conventions which only gives me 3 days. Meanwhile, in Toronto Comic Con, I also thought they would take place in both the North and South buildings, but it's only in one building, which this year it was held in the North building, unlike last year where it was held in the South building. Since Toronto Comic Con is held in only one building, the venue was crowded to the point where I get stuck, slowed down, and even several detours must be made. I wonder why the event was held at the North building this year and not the South building, because I find the South building to be bigger based on how I saw it when I was at Fan Expo Canada. Next up, let's talk about what both Fan Expo Canada and Toronto Comic Con has to offer for its contents. Both of these conventions actually offer pretty much the same content, which are comics, sci-fi, horror, anime, and gaming. Despite Toronto Comic Con being a comic convention, which typically mainly contains Western animations, there is actually quite a handful of anime content there. I actually purchased gacha bags and mystery bags from both those conventions. I can say that Toronto Comic Con is also everything just like Fan Expo Canada. That's the similarities that they both have, though there are some differences between them. I will get to them right now. So in Fan Expo Canada, as it takes up two buildings which gives more options to what they have, as I mentioned in the previous video, the South building is mainly where the anime is, while in the North building, that's where most of the comic is at. So that's why I was mainly in the South building. However, that's not the only reason why I was there more often. In Fan Expo Canada, they have game developer panels and corporations such as Genshin Impact, Bandai Namco, Ubisoft, Splatoon, and more, which makes the convention pretty epic, especially for my first time there. There are also a massive amount of guests including celebrities, comic creators, and voice actors. In fact, I have met Zach Aguilar, who voices Eater from Genshin Impact, which is one of the games that I play. In Toronto Comic Con, it only takes up one building, which limits the amount of vendors and panels there can be. Another difference is that there are no game developer panels, which makes the event feel smaller. There's also not as many guests, and there are only celebrities and comic creators this year. I met Steve Agee at the convention as my friend wanted to have an autograph with him, so that's why I joined him as well. That's pretty much the difference I've seen. As Toronto Comic Con has similar content to Fan Expo Canada, it just doesn't have as many things to do when you compare it to Fan Expo Canada. And guess what disappoints me again? It's always going to be the lack of Neptunium merch, as I can't find anyone who sells them. Though Toronto Comic Con is smaller than Fan Expo Canada in terms of size and content, but both are hosted at the same location and Fan Expo HQ, I would sometimes refer to the Toronto Comic Con as the mini version of Fan Expo Canada. I actually enjoyed both the conventions, but if I have to say which one I prefer over those two, it would be Fan Expo Canada because there are more days to attend in Toronto Comic Con, much larger space where there are more options for me, game developer panels, more guests, and more anime content. Though what I like about the Toronto Comic Con is obviously the ticket prices are lower than it is for Fan Expo Canada and even Anime North for a full weekend pass. Another thing I like about it is after 7 months from attending Fan Expo Canada, it just gives me some nostalgia after waiting for so long. I can experience something similar to Fan Expo Canada after that long period of time. Though for both these conventions, I have found no signs of Neptunium merch and even cosplayers. However, I found a Yoshino cosplayer from Data Live. Other than that, this is where I'll end off the video. If you'd like to add or share any of your own experiences and comparisons, please feel free to do so in the comments below. I'll definitely have more of the convention comparison videos in the future, as there's another anime convention in Toronto called Anime Toronto, which is held the weekend after Fan Expo Canada at the same location. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and share this channel to others. I'll end the video here, and hopefully I'll see you in my next videos such as Anime North 2023 and more. Goodbye everybody!